Terrence.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yipper.
Frakes.
Yes.
And Mahogany.
Why do I have to go last?
Okay, Mahogany.
Yay, I'm still last.
No, you're just first for the next one, way ahead of time.
Yeah, or I go last because I just say who's here.
You say it first, though.
No, but
You
I don't
the
say, hey,
person's
it's
name.
me.
Mm-hmm.
It's me, it's Toker.
It's me, Mahogany.
Hey, got it go. I used to be pig-faced, but now I'm not. Thanks, Pathfinder.
I'm pretty once more.
So I walk through the door and
Look,
looking
no
at the
banter?
frame. No, that's my banner.
That's not
That is
banter,
my
Jeff.
That's not banter. You're skipping right past an integral part of this show.
So you walk through the door, and suddenly,
I can't believe it took us that long to warp wood.
I ran.
Was my suggestion.
I was factoring in you guys having your little conversation downstairs.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
If
I
you
look for
split the party,
clues.
somebody should die. It should have been Jeff for haggling while a child's life was in the balance. I'll leave it at that.
Actually, I look at it as me preventing a greater danger to the entire city if these flutes and things got taken and used by criminals.
I'll be honest,
Nah.
I completely forgot about the fucking flutes.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about
You know
them.
why? Because there's not a flute on this planet this day. Maybe we need the flutes to deal with these dire rats. Maybe this is a Tide Piper setting. And
Of course.
we just haven't put two and two together yet.
We just play it, look for the smallest large rat. That's our boy.
we're looking for the biggest little rat you've ever seen.
Quick, Jeff, return to the guy. We need the flutes so we can lay down some sick flute tracks to lure these rats.
Total shit.
Yes.
Flute solo.
Some jazz flute. That's baby making music.
What kind of babies?
Oh yeah, nothing
Rat
gets you
babies.
horny like shrill flute music.
All right, so we come in the room and we look for clues.
Oh, I thought you were committed to the bants. Okay, good. We're gonna do the game. Okay.
Oh, this is the game. This is all jokes related to the game we're playing. We're not just
Yeah.
talking about the next Blade movie. That's banter.
Yeah, banter is unrelated to the game. Once we start making fun of Jeff, it's the game.
Oh God, Jeff, you've become the Kevin.
No.
Oh my God, no, I quit. I'm done.
No,
I'll
definitely
find another Pathfinder game. Sorry.
I will say
Screw
though
you
that
guys, I'm going home.
trying to inquisit while Jeff is also trying to inquisit, real difficult. Real difficult.
You should have built hitting stuff, Inquisitor.
Well, let's do this. I'm not inquisiting. I'm investigating. Totally different.
Totally
Yeah.
different. It's amazing.
Investigating is actually a real word. Inquisiting is not.
Is it not?
No, inquisiting is like persecuting people that's against your religion. Investigating. Mm-hmm.
No, that's what it became when Inquisitor became a rank
Yeah.
within the church.
Mhm.
Inquisit is to
Read the
ask.
class. Read the class again.
Read it again. Dum
Read it
dum.
again. Read it and weep.
Well, according to this, yes, but that's based off of the Inquisition,
Yeah.
which is
Mm-hmm.
translates to asking questions. But anyway, now I'm just being pedantic.
You don't get to make up new words to explain old ones.
That's not made up.
All words are made up, man.
This
Yes,
is
but-
true.
That wasn't recently made. God.
But yes, we look for clues.
That's very perspicacious of you. All right. So you step inside the tenement, and you can easily see that it's not a huge place. It only really has 2 bedrooms where the parents are and where the children stay, presumably. And it's the children's room that has the enormous blood stain dried on the wood of the floor.
Any
You
signs
also-
of forced entry? at the door?
Other than yours?
Yes, there are.
That was gently persuading wood to do what we want it to do. It wasn't forced.
Gentle in air
I'm a wood
quotes.
whisperer. Read the class, Jeff. Read the class.
Oh, I did. And you did exactly what you would do.
Whispering.
Just like an inquisitor.
I can't imagine what a druid is saying to a wood that's already been turned into something like, hey, I know your life's kind of shitty now, and they kind of turned you into something pretty shitty. And but you know, maybe you should just cry about it. Just warp a little, you know.
You show them who's boss. That's right. You don't have to stay in this form.
You don't have to follow their rules.
Bend back to your more natural state.
Yeah.
Sorry, we murdered you to make use of your corpse.
Ugh. Well, now you make it sound gross.
Maybe they just used dead wood that was already fell from the tree.
Nobody uses that. That's
I know.
stupid. That's stupid hippie talk.
That's how you get really shoddy construction materials.
Your log cabin's gonna last 2 months.
Yeah.
Bark beetles.
So no signs of forced entry at the front door.
No signs of forced entry at the front door. You see, make a perception check for me.
Word.
Or investigate if you have that.
I don't think that's a skill in this particular game.
Which
It's called
game?
perception.
I'm forgetting which game you're in. Shit. Okay.
19 to look around.
Do we have bennies?
Huh?
2?
2. No, I'm afraid not 2.
24.
Yeah.
24 and 20. Okay, cool.
No, 10.
10.
Well, then I'm not asking you, or I'm not talking. 24 and 10, however. 24 and 20, not 10. Fuck you.
Fuck with your head. I'm in there.
19, but we're close enough.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm living in there rent free, baby.
Ren's like, look, a couch with a 2.
But so first to the 19. The 19. After you begin looking around the area, you spot underneath a wooden piece, a piece of wooden furniture. In this case, a bench that basically serves as a place to sit for the family. You find a small bundle of clothing. That is, looks like it's largely shredded.
I'll investigate it.
Sure.
Step on Jeff's toes.
You know,
Investigate the clothing.
when you investigate the clothing, you see that it looks to be nothing more than a simple, like very small child size shirt and a nappy, a diaper.
Oh.
Yes, go ahead and investigate that. Go for it.
a diaper with some use, but also a lot of tears. And you smell the distinct smell of
Poopies.
animal urine on it. Being a druid, you can tell that there's too much musk to this for a human to have been wearing this.
This tastes like a week old. It's going north.
I don't know if this information will help at all, but this child was surprisingly well hung.
Look at the dent it made.
Look at the dent. This puddle of animal urine, this huge sack.
That will actually be very helpful. We'll just look for a rat with giant balls.
A crab walking around. Its balls are too big to
We need to find a 3-year-old tripping over his enormous dick.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I have no idea.
But the clothes are shredded, so is there like
Yes, it looks like the clothes are shredded, but there is no blood per se. It looks like they were just shucked off in a lot of violent motion, kind of confirming your theory about the child turning into a were rat. The 24. you get the odd sensation that you are being watched.
I know if it's magical or if it's somewhere from outside the window or inside the room. Look around the room, see if I can tell where it's coming from.
You look around the room and you finally see that there is a standing bureau. What do you call those things? With the cabinets. A cabinet.
Dresser.
Yeah. No.
Wardrobe.
Wardrobe. A plain wooden wardrobe standing there. In one of the doors, just out of the corner of your eye, you catch just a tiny bit of movement.
In very calm voice, I go, "Child, come on out. Your mother sent us here. We're here to help
flask
you."
of alchemist fire at the wardrobe. Sorry.
Make, I guess, diplomacy check. I don't know.
Bouncing away with his huge penis.
I don't know if you could diplomize a 3-year-old, but it had never hurts to try.
I've got animal handling. That's like a 3-year-old, right?
I have handle animal and diplomacy.
Okay.
Both those are my best
And-
skills.
All right.
And I will look over at Rain and go, "Please ask the child to come out."
I will give you a +2 bonus on your diplomacy check for having handle animal skill.
All right, come on, baby. Ooh, that is 18.
Synergies. I'm bringing them back. All right. You begin talking toward the wardrobe as he indicated. And slowly, as you say soothing, comforting, and easy to understand words, the door cracks a little bit, and you see what appears to be a dirt and blood-caked little boy, crouching nude inside the wardrobe. His eyes are wide. He seems to be terrified, and he doesn't seem to know what's going on. He goes, yes, where's my mommy?
I actually will hand him a little piece of food because I'm sure he's hungry, and give him like a little snack, something to chew on.
All right. He tentatively takes it, but once he has it, he begins devouring it greedily.
I am so glad we got your face fixed.
Yeah, that would have been unpleasant to open your the door to.
Your mother is waiting for us.
Yes, we
Do you
will
mind
take
coming?
you to her.
Do you mind coming with us? And I actually will pull out a blanket and hand it over to him to wrap himself in.
Yes, cover that huge penis.
And who's the strongest among us? I'm assuming Ryan is.
Yeah, I would think so. Probably.
Ryan, would you mind carrying the child with us as we go back to the hospital?
As long as he doesn't mind being carried. What do you say,
Right.
little one?
The child is hesitant at first, but since you're the one that talked him out of his corner, he nods, and you see like there's a dribble of snot running all the way down his mouth to his chin,
Never mind, he can stay.
which he casually snorts up in an epic journey from chin back to nostril.
How is that worse than the penis comment?
It is, though.
It is, though.
No.
You see his eyes become a little teary, and he's like, I feel sick.
Let's get you back to your mother, and hopefully all will be well.
All right,
Come on
how
now.
how are you carrying this child?
I am going to let him ride on my shoulders.
I suggest swaddling him.
Swaddle the shit out of him.
You think?
It's going to be nighttime soon.
He
and
will-
it's a
he will
full
be-
moon.
It will keep him comfortable. It will cover him so nobody else sees who he is, and we can travel fast and get him to the hospital as fast as possible.
Sure, I'll do a swaddle strapped to my back, but facing the other way, not facing me.
Baby
Okay.
Bjorn.
You're gonna papoose him.
Because you said about 3 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
All right.
We roll him up in a rug and carry him out.
Drop him from the window.
You make a small child burrito out of the kid and strap him to your back.
Burrito.
And once you exit the tenement and head downstairs, you can see that the three men who were guarding the door are back out front again, and it looks like they're jeering and yelling at, once again, the reporter.
If you want me to, I can run interference with her as you take him to the hospital.
Let us both run interference, and y'all go straight to the hospital. Make sure as soon as you get there, they understand what's going on. The temple should already be sending someone there for his dad. So, and I will speak this in. Do we know? Do any of y'all know Gnome?
I think I do. Let me see.
I do.
I will speak it at least in Gnomish.
Nope.
And that way,
no.
Dwarven and
or Elvish, Gnomish or Elvish.
I know Elvish. Elven.
Okay, so wink and then go off towards the lady, so we can, and I'll look over at Fidelis and kind of go, ready to have some fun?
Yes, let's bamboozle this bitch.
Okay. You guys step out into the afternoon, slow fading afternoon light.
And over my shoulder, I will say, Rain, as fast as you possibly can. We do not need this to turn into a street issue.
Okay. The woman and the men who are arguing only recently all stop and look up at you. And then the woman says, all right, maybe you can clarify what's going on here. These men seem to be hiding something. Maybe they were involved in the kidnapping. The men burst out into like just apocalyptic fucking anger at her.
And maybe you were involved. What? Because you are the one that's here harassing these gentlemen that live here. So
you were so hungry for a story, you invented one when you had nothing but the festival to report upon. I see who you are, wench.
The woman her mouth just hangs open in just utter bewildered rage.
You need to come with us as we go speak to the guard. We have found out your secrets.
Are you out of your bloody mind?
You and that little dwarf too. Where's he at?
You see him like about maybe 6 yards away from the whole debacle, and he's got an easel set up, and he seems to be like painting, like drawing something, like drawing the building and the scene.
Aha!
Yes.
I knew he was involved. Look, he's got the
proof.
easel with him.
More proof.
He leans from around this canvas and says, "What? I work for the Engravings Guild."
Yes, that's what you say.
We'll see about that.
You leave my associate out of this, and you leave those dirty accusations out of your mouth, or you'll hear from my barrister.
Like you didn't know.
What were you accusing these gentlemen of just a second ago?
Well, then, so intent on hiding the truth, I think they might be involved in the kidnapping.
I think you're hiding the truth. You might be involved with the kidnapping.
I am a seeker of truth. I am Faith Vazrak.
And that means
motive?
what?
Yeah, I would like to sense motive on that name. That's not her real name, right?
She seems very sure that it's her real name.
It's a 17.
25. I was sensing motive is if she is actually a seeker of truth, or if that felt like like she was puffing herself up.
She certainly believes it, but she's keenly aware that no one else does.
Seeker of your version of truth, huh?
And what are you glory hound adventurers doing up in here? Just rolling in, wrecking the place, robbing the apartment?
Wrecking? Well, you're the one that's out here harassing these gentlemen, trying to protect their home. And you're out here harassing them.
The men are like, yeah!
That is right.
All right, let's cut away for a moment. Meanwhile, down the streets, Ryan and Ulfbard make haste towards the White Hyacinth hospice. Give me a survival check to navigate.
I'm with her then?
Yeah, I assume.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I shouldn't have rolled that sense motive then.
You heard it as you were leaving.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
heard Ari
rolling
yelling
to
in the background.
Assist you, and I do not.
Okay.
A 15 then, because I
15.
rolled terrible.
All right. You think you know where you're going, and you begin moving down the streets with as much caution, or not trying to draw too much attention, but definitely with speed. You cut down side street. You see some stuff you don't actually recognize. But eventually you right yourself, and you're back on the thoroughfare that you know. Meanwhile, that's the sun is sinking ever lower on the horizon, and as you are heading toward the market district,
Are we about to fight a baby?
which you know, on the other side of this maybe 15 to 20 block expanse, the hospice lies. You traveled your way. You're basically moving the people who are trying to pack up for the evening. The streets are crowded. People are talking amongst each other. Chummy, they're ready to head home, have their drinks, have their supper. But you guys are pushing through the crowd and drawing attention until finally you hear the child behind you go, "Lady, I don't feel good."
Oh no.
And then his cries start turning into sort of hissing squalls.
Guess I have to kill a child now.
Non-lethal. Just choke him out.
Apple.
You know how easy it is to choke out a baby? You get that little head right between your bicep and your forearm, and you just squeeze a little bit, out like a light.
Why do you know that?
I mean, I was a babysitter once.
That doesn't answer the
Just
question.
once.
I was a baby once.
I was a baby. I was weak
and had
as
an older
shit.
brother. And had an older brother.
All right. Beside her, Oathboard, you can see the burrito-like papoose that she constructed to carry him in is morphing and like growing more violently, or wiggling with more violent movement. And finally, you see what appears to be a claw pierced through the thick wool, as the child's face is sort of turning pinkish gray, his eyes yellow, and then his irises open up and encompass almost the entirety of his eye, turning into black spheres. The child's largely baby betoothed mouth is now filled with fangs. He's still speaking in like small child gibberish, but now it's all fear and anger, and he's trying desperately to claw his way free.
Jeff, we may have made a mistake.
No, we didn't.
I begin casting a spell.
All right, what you doing?
I am going to rip the baby from my back and toss it.
Oh, God.
I mean, I just don't want it to be on me.
Yeah.
While it's
Go ahead and make a strength check to quickly undo or a dex check to quickly undo the bindings that you made.
dex or strength.
Let's go with dex, unless you're just ready to, or literally trying to rip him off.
I'm gonna rip.
All right,
And that's
give
an
me
18.
All right, then yeah, you see her arms go back behind the papoose and they grab the cloth and like just tear the thick wool free. And I don't know an impressive. It's hard to tear thick wool blankets. An impressive display. She tosses the baby away from her, or tosses the child away from her as he comes free, and you can see his body is entirely, slowly morphed into a massive rat.
You just threw a baby.
What were you
Yeah,
casting?
well,
I summoned nature's ally. That's so stupid.
Giant centipede.
Octopus.
Octopus.
Yeah, to grapple the baby.
I mean, they can breathe out of water, no problem.
Not no problem. They still need to go back eventually. But
Eventually.
But this is the best one. So I have augment summoning. So with the octopus, I can get a +7 on my grapple check. And at level 3, I think that's pretty good.
All right, well, let's roll initiative then for you two.
19 for me.
5.
My pencil. There you go. Rat Boy found alive. Yeah, this is my weekly world news adventure, by the way.
Until he was thrown against a wall by a paladin of Aristil.
He wasn't thrown against the wall. He was just thrown.
All right. Ryan, what would you get?
19.
19. Ulf?
5.
And Rat Boy. Okay. Your first run. The child lands on his feet. His newly formed hackles raised, and his long, thick pink tail lashing back and forth.
Yeah, so like
Kick it with your
I'm
iron
going
boots.
to
Let me pause for a moment. I don't know if you're aware of this particular combat rule, but if you're trying to do non-lethal damage with a lethal weapon, it's a -4 to hit.
Okay.
Okay, just making sure that's out there before we just start.
Yeah, good to know. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let's see. I am going to quick draw my what's it called?
Fighting a baby.
I know, this is not what I wanted. I didn't want this to happen.
Franks is so mad that he's not included in the initiative. Like, I wanted to fight that baby from this game.
I was trying to mute myself because I tickled myself so hard when I was like, she kicks it with her iron boots. I just...
Yeah.
Oh, baby fight.
So yeah, I'm gonna quick draw my Lucerne, and I am going to attempt a non-lethal swing
All right,
at this child.
go ahead and swing it.
18 on the die, so that's 14 plus 22.
14 is what you need to hit.
Okay then. This poor thing. I feel bad. That is a fucking max damage for 18.
18.
Yeah,
But it's
D12
non-lethal.
plus 6. D12 plus 6, and I rolled a 12 on a D12. So 18.
Okay. You see her throw the child. If you see her throw the child off her, and in a fluid motion, she pulls out her lucerne, swings it around, and gently brains the child. The creature, the horrible rat creature, coughs, sputters for a moment, and then collapses, quickly resuming his human form.
Excellent. So now we can snatch it up and take it where we were going, right?
Every so often punch it to keep it unconscious.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. So anyway, back to the arguments.
So I guess I don't have to use that spell.
Yeah, you can stop your spell after you see this nonsense going on.
Summoning an octopus to grapple a baby was weird. She just batted it like a baseball.
She grabs it off her back, shoves it in the air, and knocks it out of the park.
Gently.
Gently brains the child.
Gently brains the child.
Okay.
I'm looking at a lucerne right now because I didn't know what one was.
We
Big long hammer.
Do not condone the actions of Rain in this combat situation.
I just want to share this picture if anybody has not seen what a lucerne looks like. That's what she just struck a 3-year-old with.
It's very much, yeah, it's very similar to like a clawed hammer that you use for construction with a spike out the top of it.
Yeah.
And a long, like 8-foot shaft, 6-foot, 7-foot shaft for the handle.
Say
Yeah.
Jeff again, Jeff.
to keep it away from me, but also
Shaft.
Damn
I
right.
love it. It was beautiful.
it's what needed to happen.
All right.
Great
Well,
job.
Back at the
Shit.
argument. Excuse me.
See, for some reason, there for a little bit, I felt kind of anxious, but then a peace came upon me. Like everything was all right.
Over the crowd, we heard the sound of a home run hit and Fenway. Crack! Oh, we're good now.
All right. So I gotta make a note. This child has a -2 intelligence penalty forever.
Yeah.
It wasn't. She didn't hit it with silver.
Yeah,
I did
he'll
it.
heal by the time you get to the hospital.
Actually, Toker, that he will heal fast. He's not going to stay out for long.
That's what I said. You got to keep punching him in the face
Punch
while
him
you
in the
carry
head.
him.
yeah,
Oh.
so we just haul ass.
All right, you're gonna haul ass, but yeah. Well, what are you guys doing at the tenement? The reporter, I self-identified as Faith Vazrak of the Emerald Hill Gazette.
We'll see what your editor has to say about this when you get turned into the guard for kidnapping a child.
Actually, I go, oh, you know what? I am so sorry. I did not recognize you. You are that reporter. I am so sorry.
The men you were just briefly on the side of look at you confused. I'm like, huh?
And I kind of like behind my back, put a little finger up in there, kind of just like wagging it back and forth real quick where she can't see it. And like, I didn't realize it was you. Is there anything that we can help you with? I am so sorry.
You can tell me what's going on.
Well, I can tell you exactly what's been going on. These men were trying to defend their house from someone when someone broke into it and ran off with their kid.
A voice interrupts you from like 6 meters away. The dwarf leans out from behind his easel. Is like, you want me to draw that kid she was running away with? She whips around to the dwarf. What? Yeah, the one that left. She turns her head towards you. She's like, kid?
Well, you were here to report a kidnapping, right?
Did she have a goat? I missed that part.
The men began looking at you kind of suspicious, like, what's she mean, kid?
And I turn back to them and kind of just give them a wink. And it's like,
you gotta do a bluff check for that one.
yeah. Let's see, reset. You rolled a natural 20.
Okay. Well, no matter what the men think your wink means, they don't seem to think it means anything hostile. So they're like, oh, not understanding.
Acting like they understand when they're really going, whatever, let's just see this play out.
Okay.
Taking a page from Ryan's book.
She says, get that easel together. We've got to get after them. She pulls up her dress and her petticoats and all that other stuff. Says, and excuse me, I've got to go. Non-helpful sons of bitches.
Actually, wait.
I don't have time. I'm trying to find the truth of this situation.
Have you ever thought that perhaps the truth of you finding the truth would hurt the people involved?
The truth never hurts. That's the whole saying about it.
Yes, the truth always hurts.
No, it's not how I heard it. Well, goodbye.
No, hang on before you go. And I'm going to just try to stand in her way and kind of block her path.
Listen, Junior, this isn't like one of those meet cutes. We're not going to get together by the end of the film.
No, we're definitely not. You are not my type.
Well, the dwarf, I hear, is available.
I want you to...
You don't look like you'd kick a baby at all.
Shit. Have you ever thought about what your actions, what impact they will have on the family who's involved? Or is that just beyond your capabilities to empathize with someone else?
My sympathy lies with the community, the safety of this city.
I have no argument.
She says, well, then I'm going. And then she goes.
I'm not
Actually, I
going
will
to grab her or anything.
I'll turn back to the gentleman and kind of like, come on upstairs, come on up to the stoop again, and let me tell y'all something.
All right, what are you telling them?
I tell them, actually,
Who's the
y'all
horse
just. I would tell them y'all have actually done a great deed this day. You kept that young lady from interfering, and yes, when they said that we a child left here, she was the dwarf was correct. We found the child, and we were trying to get the child back to his mother, at the hospital. That's the reason why we were trying to distract her so they could get there as soon as possible.
The men look relieved.
And y'all did a
relieved.
great deed.
The men look relieved, and then one of them finally just says what they're all thinking, like, oh, thank God my wife will leave me alone about this. Meanwhile,
keep anybody but from the watch from entering their apartment, please.
Of course.
But you should be cautious with your own children.
They look at you like kind of terrified now. Like, what? Why?
Sounded like a threat.
I'll look at him and was like, what my companion means is like normal. Don't let your children play by themselves. Make sure that there's always an adult around with them just to keep an eye out on them. Just the normal precautions.
One of them leans forward. Your friend's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Don't leave town.
You have no idea.
All right. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, you guys are taking the unconscious child. Who's carrying him now?
Still her.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
The blanket you had him wrapped in is pretty much shredded at this point. So how are you getting him about?
I also have a blanket.
You use your
I'll rewrap him.
all right. You use your own bedroll to wrap the child again and head down. Keep heading out of the market area. The market area, incidentally, saw all this. Like, some of them are like perplexed, some of them are like outraged, some of them are like just didn't know what was going on. And so you actually have kind of a small crowd following you. Most of them seem to be like curious onlookers, like chasing you down. Some of them seem to be angry, like they saw you hit a child, or they saw you hit something that turned into a child, or they saw a child hit the ground and they don't know what the hell's going on. And so now you have a little wagon train of locals.
I shout over my shoulder, "Mind your business!" as I run.
That's
Werewolf baby coming through.
All right,
mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business.
Mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business.
You hear a snort and a hiss, and I need you to make a strength check or a grapple check, whichever one you feel.
I like a strength. That is a 19.
All right. The child begins to transform again in the early moonlight, and you're able to just wrap the bedroll tighter. His rat-like head snapping at the edges of the top of the bundle as you make your way through the streets. And some of the people who were following you suddenly like break off real quick after seeing that. But a few continue. And eventually you guys get to the hospice once again. Once you get there, your grip is becoming more difficult to maintain as the creature grows more powerful in the moonlight and lashing around.
I'm picturing the Ace Ventura scene where he's running with the great white bat. Just
Yeah.
They open the doors quickly as they see you approach. Some of the more higher up nurses and doctors here at the hospice are waiting for you, and you see that the child's mother and her two other children are in the waiting area as well. They basically usher you past, and you blow right past them. The mother, the nurses, the other two children all follow behind, and finally you see an orderly opening a door and just pointing toward the inside of it. When you get there, you see that it's a small room with no windows. What are you doing?
Wait, what?
Now you throw the baby against
Yeah,
the
I'm confused. What?
He's just saying that it's basically like a padded cell that you can throw a child into.
Oh yeah, toss the kid in there.
All right, you toss the bundle.
Still wrapped up.
All right, you toss the bundle inside the room. The orderly slams it, and you see that they put some bricks in front of the door, and they lock it, and then you hear it. Finally, the child, the were-rat child, is going utterly wild, scratching and clawing, snarling, hissing all over the place. His mother is absolutely distraught with just horror, basically. The two children are hugging each other and crying, and the doctors say, well, you've done an amazing thing today. I don't suppose you know a good curse breaker, though. I don't know. I'm not sure a child can survive eating wolfsbane.
How long has it been since my face got fixed?
A day, less than a day.
Less than a day. Do you think he might still be around? I mentioned the large person that fixed my face.
You mentioned Lord Eichenboom, and then everybody suddenly, like, their eyes grow wide with respect, like assuming that you know him.
I mean, you know,
And they were supposed to have already got in touch with the temple, because that was one of the first things I said before we left.
Yeah.
I let them know that he shook this very hand.
Oh my God, they're very, very impressed. he's a big damn deal around here. They say, well, that's amazing. We'll try to sort this out. I need you to make a diplomacy check, Ryan. Give me 2.
Can I assist her with this?
Sure.
I like the mental picture of Wraith
I
and
do.
Fidelis leaning against the wall talking to those guys like, man, that was close. Everything's fine. Intercut with scenes of her struggling with this baby. And we're just chilling like, yeah, good job.
Pulled
So
out
first-
pulled out my little cigarello, smoking it. Going, yeah, we did good.
All right.
The
What
first
did you-
one was a 19.
All right.
With the assist. Are you assisting on the second one?
Yes.
Okay, so that is 17 for the second one.
Okay. You two, let me just fast forward a bit. You two,
Zuki.
do a little bit of diplomatic talking with both the temple and the watch. You're able to find Lord Eichenboom, yes, definitely. And once he sees you, he smiles, remembering you. He's like, there you are, my dear. And once you make your case to him that this child would not survive the incredibly poisonous effects of wolfsbane to try to be healed from the curse, he is more than happy to lend his assistance. So fast cut to there. You guys from, let's see. Excuse me, sorry. You
Fidelis
guys-
and Wraith.
Yeah, thank you. Fidelis and Wraith. I'm still getting used to
These
your
guys.
character names. Fidelis and Wraith, once you arrive back at the hospice, feeling pretty satisfied, you see that there's an enormous crowd outside. And once you get there, you also find at the back of the crowd, you find Faith Vazrak and her engraver at the back, trying to push their way through, but they're not having any of it. She's like calling out questions to the staff. And when she sees you, you see her make just a very angry, sour face. She's like, "This is your fault. If you hadn't distracted me, I would have gotten here."
Oh, no, you don't say.
Oh no.
The doors of the hospice opens up, and you see probably one of the largest humans you've ever seen in your life walk
Oh,
out.
good God.
Sir Eichenboom steps out he's basically wearing a tabard and like is just some casual traveling clothes. He's like, folks, there's nothing here to see. I just came here to visit a sick friend of mine and maybe help them out a little. So if we could all just disperse, nothing has gone on here. And his beaming smile and award-winning personality just basically instantly sways the crowd, and they calm down. And then he's like, and you see him like look over the crowd at everybody. He's like, "Oh!" He holds up a hand. Miss Vazrak, I cannot talk to you this evening. I'm very sorry. You see her grow even more angry at you guys.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I did not know that you were friends with with Sir Eichenboom.
Friends. He's been denying me. He's been denying me interviews since we started the paper.
We'll make our way towards the front.
You two, Ryan.
And when we get close to him, I will actually bow deeply.
No, none of that. Come on. We're all civilians here. We're not doing any great deeds here on the street. Well, no, I take it back. Yeah, you see that he has your other companions following behind him, and he says, the four of you have done a good work today. You've done an amazing work. You found a child that needed help and a man that needed help, and that should be rewarded. He begins like looking through one of his pouches, like, I have an armorer that can help you out if you need anything. He leans in, specialized.
Oh.
I think we might have a problem with pests in the city, which I cannot handle right now. If you don't mind,
That's actually...
I could make it worth your while to look into it while I go deal with Trader's Fork.
Sure.
Sir, if you will help our former community, gladly will we help you.
Yes,
wonderful.
Very much so.
He gives you a calling card and says, just go to any one of these armorers in the town, hand them my card, and they will set you up with whatever gear you need to take on this threat.
That is most generous, sir.
It's not generous. It's pragmatic. And I like making sure people who are good are rewarded with good things. But I have to be heading out. We've got a long trip. We got a long trip overnight. We're not going to be resting. He leans over to you and says, "And it was wonderful to meet you, Miss Ryan. Was it?"
Correct, Ryan.
He smiles, and you see he's got like kind of a blush on his face, and he's like,
"Oh."
Just like 4 red lines on his cheeks.
Yeah, he's got the anime blush. He's like, it was nice. I've got to go. And then he heads off. Followed by his numerous hangers-on and assistants. And you see Miss Faith Vazrak following at a distance just in case. Although she shoots you guys kind of an evil look as you head on.
I wave with a cheery smile.
Okay. Miss Garwell comes out and you see her. She's crying again, but these times tears of joy. Her husband and her child have been both healed, found, and restored from the horrible curse that you found them under. And she hugs each one of you in a strong and very messy way. She says,
yes, dear. Yes, it is fine.
Is it more snot?
She seems to be like just beside herself, that she has nothing to reward you with herself. But
please, no. Think nothing of it.
If you ever need her for anything, she is more than available for you.
What skills do you possess?
I am a 19th level wizard specializing in crafting magical items.
Phenomenal.
Let me get your number.
I'll actually tell her that
She says she's a part-time seamstress.
Let me get your number.
Tell her that she needs to say thank you to her neighbors because they were looking out for her family and trying to protect their privacy.
She assures you she will, and she thanks you, and she immediately grabs her children and begins heading back toward the rest of her family as they recover. All right, so
you may need to see a carpenter about your door, Jeff.
It was that reporter lady.
Yes.
Now. Honesty is important. It was him.
But Ryan and the rest, if you got the hint, though, it seems Sir Eichenboom wants you to look into this were-rat problem.
What? I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all.
That was actually going to be my next suggestion, actually.
Yes, let's.
All right. Well, it's already though late in the evening though. So when you retire back to the temple and make plans for the next day, you find yourself feeling pretty good. You've done a lot, and it's only been in a short time here in Emerald Hill, and already gotten a little bit of acclaim out of it.
Terrence,
Yeah.
And potentially
actually
a
go-
new bow.
I actually go by the guardhouse and fill out a report and turn it in about what happened.
Alrighty, cool. They are more than happy to hear your report. The watch captain is just bewildered that you're willing to put in this kind of effort. It's like, none of my other men do this. Are you sure you don't want a steady job?
Well, this was one of those things where an independent is what was needed for this situation. That's the reason why I asked to stay independent.
He's like, well, independent or not, he reaches into his desk and pulls out a leather folder and slides it across the table to you. I had something made up for you just in case. And
I'll glance through it.
you see it appears to be paperwork and a badge, and it has your name on it with the name Consulting Detective.
Okay.
We got authority up in this bitch now.
So if needed, I'll look at him and I'll actually go, I will try not to use this as much as possible.
It is, of
But
course,
I do appreciate it.
It is, of course, provisional, and if we find out you're abusing it, we will throw you in prison for a long time. But
Just, I will actually tell him.
He's using it to get free hot dogs at the cart.
Absolutely. Just heads up. We were, it was recommended that we look into a certain pest problem.
yes,
And I'll look at the report that I just handed him and kind of run my hand underneath the lycanthrope part of it.
he nods. It says off the record. This pest,
Absolutely.
this pest problem is it might be a bit more pervasive than his lordship thinks. And then he begins to explain stuff to you, which I will explain to you next time.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yay.
Yo, that was fun. That was like a 2-episode to be continued situation. I liked it. We wrapped it up, and there's still a big arc happening. Good job, Terrence.
And we kicked a fucking baby.
It was a baby.
I didn't kick the baby.
Hey, in my
I
head you
kicked the
did.
baby.
That,
No, I
that actually
tossed the
was a lot of
baby.
fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've never-
did a labyrinth. You tossed a baby in the air, but instead of a gremlin catching it, you batted it with a fucking medieval
Well, this time the baby had the huge unit,
weapon.
not David Bowie.
Oh yeah. Oh, big dick baby. That's we were watching what was it? Mass Singer.
Oh yeah.
I was making a joke about Big Dick Baby being a turned down costume that one of the people were trying to wear on stage. And it's like, this week we've got, sexy cactus and weird owls and Big Dick Baby singing tonight.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you do titles for these episodes, but that needs to be the title for it.
I don't
Big
know
Dick
if I want to
Baby?
spoil
Big
it.
Dick Baby.
I
I
don't
wanna
think
spoil
that
it.
should be a title. I don't know if people are going to click on that, actually.
Yeah, we might attract the wrong crowd with that.
Yeah.
Craig's is worried about who we're attracting, and I'm like, I don't want to give the joke away.
That's premium content.
That's a spoiler.
I don't want to attract any legal attention either.
If the title could just be in the font of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it would just be The Gang Fights a Baby.
Yes.
Like, I thought
Just
they
call
went
it The
to
Gang Fights a Baby.
I thought
Just
they were
leave
playing
it
a
there.
good campaign now. It's like, well, we are, but
You realize-
Sometimes you just gotta slap a child, toss a kid.
Do you realize in our evil campaign, we never once struck a baby? Not
Very
once.
true.
You're more reserved as the evil guys.
We're 3 episodes in and we're smacking babies with warhammers and shit. I can't get that picture out of my head. Grab, toss, out of the park.
Rip, toss, smack.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you guys. I have not laughed so much in a while.
Yay. So my dream's not gonna come true. I dreamt last night that y'all kicked me out of this group.
What?
I was
No,
angry.
You beating the shit out of a baby got you right back in.
Yes.
You're locked in.
You're in for life now.
Yay!
When you said my dream's not going to come true, I was like, if you want to go, Mahogany, you can go. If that's your dream, we don't want to stand in the way of it, but don't leave.
No,
she
I will not be
achieved her
abandoned.
dream, beating
Are
the
we-
kid without any repercussions.
Well, we'll see
Thunderous
after the
applause.
we'll see after the episode airs.
What are you, Bing Crosby? Jesus.
Let's see how steep our Patreon gets cut when
Yeah.
the gang fights babies is their newest episode.
Oh my God.
All my friends and family will be like, "Yeah, I just can't keep giving him $5 a month. He's fighting babies and shit." It's
For
too
me,
bad.
3 years old was the compromise. Like I wanted to make it a 9-month-old.
Oh,
Oh no.
But like part of me is like, no, come on. It needs to be able to walk at least.
yeah.
Totter. It needs to be able
Say
to totter.
something endearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I could easily envision a 3-year-old trying leaving his mom in a market and running down.
Hold on. Mahogany said as long as it could say something endearing. Is that so you would stop attacking the baby? So the 9-month-old had no chance. If he
Yeah.
couldn't formulate a verbal please stop response, Rain would have just went full on wrath of the mighty.
Well, I was waiting for her to take the blanket and just slam it against the wall like a
No.
pillow sack. Like
Like
did
the
that in the
Friday
last
the 13th
campaign, Jeff.
movie.
That's horrible.
it's still non-lethal. You just say non-lethal.
Just say the word
How do you say
non-lethal.
non-lethal?
Wasn't it like what's that show? God, I can see it so clear in my head with Eagly and fucking
Peacemaker.
yeah, Peacemaker. The one dude was like, "Oh, these people aren't dead," but like they actually were. Was it something else?
You might be thinking of the
The Bad Man sketch.
always funny, the Batman where he's like, they're just sleeping, and he's like throwing darts into their neck.
He's got a
Yeah,
batarang sticking
maybe
out of his
that's what I'm
face.
thinking of.
Yeah.
Look at this little guy. He's all tuckered out.
But yeah, you might be right about Peacemaker too. I guess this is just a reason to watch that show again.
It's so good. I was just thinking how like I never rewatch stuff because in this day and age, there's always something new.
Yeah, there's always
to
something
watch.
new.
So I don't rewatch things anymore, but it makes it like if I do rewatch it again, it's like, oh, this is new to me again.
Yeah. Also, you're good enough to be watched twice. Should be like an award at Oscars and shit now.
Yeah, totally. So nice. I watched it twice.
All right. So are we doing calls to action or are we just saying goodbye?
I mean, if people are around this long, they know where we're at. There's a link below for our website. Just go there.
And
yeah,
if you're-
instead of banter being at the beginning, the banter was at the end.
true.
So
Yeah,
Blade's not coming out until November of
All right, that's enough. Let's stop the show.
But I do want to say if you're jonesing for the lady outside and Jeb and Zarius and
Too bad.
Cybot, they'll be back. They'll be
Mhm.
back
Yeah.
with more
Maybe.
fun, crazy adventures.
I'm really enjoying this group.
I am too.
I'm having fun with it, yeah. But when this group gets boring, hey, we'll be
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Go back to the
Then we'll get to go do some real evil.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough.